Hey guys, I've been getting some questions about percent of increase and decrease problems. So just overall percent of change. So I want to go over a couple different, let's do some fun colors here. Let's do purple for Brownsburg. How about that, huh? Okay. So I want to talk about percent of increase and decrease here because that is something that it's easy to kind of mix up when we're talking about finding percentages. So I am going to put this T over here. And those of you that are in my class or any of the other teachers that teach this, this is the football method. Now, I was taught this by my middle school math teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Schindler. And I've been using it ever since, and I taught my kids this. So it's a way to figure out percentages. So first of all, these are three different spaces for numbers to go. So the top is your is, or in other words, it's the part. So it's the piece of the whole is what you're trying to find. But in this case, because we're trying to find the percentage of change, the number up here is going to actually be my change. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Then the bottom right is where the of goes, or the total, or the whole, okay? But in this case, it is going to be my original, okay? And then down here on this side, this is where the percent goes. But here's the important part. It's got to be in the form of a decimal, okay? So this really is for my kiddos that already know. Oops, I think I just moved that. Sorry. What the football means. I can do, if you'd like, I could do another short video on totally and fully explaining the football. I've used it ever since middle school, and my students really connect with it, and it really helps them. So, but if I gave you a problem like this, and this was one of the problems on one of the at-home learning activities we sent home. So if I asked you, what is the percent of change okay, what's the percent of change? I'm going to say that the new price of whatever you're trying to buy, the new price is 40 bucks, okay? But the old price, or otherwise known as the original price, is, let's say, $60, okay? So I'm asking you, what's the percent of change if you went to the store and saw that last week this was 60 bucks. Now it's on sale for 40. First of all, awesome, good for you. Second of all, let's do this. So let's figure out what the percent would be. And by the way, it goes from 60 to 40. So this is going to be a percent of decrease because it's going down. Okay. So the original, as we talked about over here, the original price was $60. Okay. Now, my kids tend to, no offense, guys, you know this about yourself, and it's okay. We tend to get happy when we see two numbers and we just plug them into our football. That is not what we need to do in this case because the change needs to go up here, right? So the change between these two, or the difference, is what? 20. Good job. Okay, so 20 bucks. That's the change, and the original price was 60. Now, up here in the football, if you ever have numbers, like a number on the top and a number in one of these bottom parts, you end up dividing the numbers. And if you end up having numbers that are next to each other, if you fill this space and this space, you multiply. Okay? So we got a number up here and a number down here. So we're going to divide. 20 divided by 60 ends up being 0.3 repeating. Now, this is the decimal form of the percentage. So I'm going to come over here and put 3, 3, and I'm just going to round it to the nearest percent. So I'll stop there, even though 3 is the next number. And to take a decimal and turn it into any percent, all you have to do is simply move the decimal over 2 spots to the right. So now this decimal rounded to the nearest whole percent, okay, not exact, is going to be 33%. So if there was a sign next to whatever you were buying, it would say, hey, now 33% off. And that would mean you would only have to pay $40. So that is how you find the percent of change.